شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتو یې پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
In the name of Allah, good evening and welcome to this hour's news. I'm Suleiman Talash and this is RTA News. Today is the 27th of October 2024. Maulavi Abdul Salam Hanafi, the administrative deputy of the Prime Minister, met with Maulavi Najibullah Badakhshi, Laghman police chief. In this meeting, the police chief of Laghman gave information to the administrative deputy about the activities of the regional agencies of the province, especially the police chief, and added that the officials of the Islamic Emirate and the Mujahideen in Laghman are not sparing their efforts in serving the people, providing security and comfortable life. Mr. Badakhshi also asked the officials of the Islamic Emirate to pay special attention to the mentioned cases, referring to the issue of construction of communication routes and development projects in this province. Meanwhile, Mr. Hanafi said that strengthening security, serving the people in various fields, and providing them with a comfortable life are among the commitments and duties of the Islamic Emirate, and the facilities should not stop their efforts in this regard. Zabihullah Mujahid, the spokesman of the Islamic Emirate, asked all countries that want diplomatic relations with the Islamic Emirate to open their embassies inside Afghanistan. The Italian Foreign Ministry has recently announced the appointment of an ambassador to Afghanistan, adding that the ambassador will carry out her work from Qatar. Let's see more in the report. The Italian Foreign Ministry has appointed Sabrina Ogliani as its new ambassador to Afghanistan. The Italian ambassador to Afghanistan said that she will be working from Doha. The spokesman of the Islamic Emirate does not consider this move without benefits, but asked these countries to operate their embassies from inside Afghanistan, like the countries of the region.
The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan invites all countries that want diplomatic relations with Afghanistan to come to Afghanistan and activate their embassies, which is an effective way. Again, if it is in Qatar, it is still a communication bridge which is not without benefit.
Meanwhile, experts say that given the current security situation in Afghanistan, there is no reason for the embassies of countries not to operate inside Afghanistan.
If this embassy had been activated in Afghanistan, the impact would have been greater. It would have been able to provide better services, and it would have been more effective in establishing relations. But the fact that it was opened in Qatar is also a sign for development, which is a good step. The action of Italy is a good thing, that they paid attention to the problems of Afghan people, the problems of citizens living there from Afghanistan will be solved in this way. But it would be better if the Italian embassy was opened in Afghanistan.
Earlier, the Italian ambassador to Afghanistan had met with the foreign minister and announced efforts to expand the activities of the Italian embassy in Kabul. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs condemned the attack on Iran by the Zionist regime. In this declaration, it is said that Israel has clearly violated Iran's territory, adding that the attack on Iran by the observing regime is an attempt to increase violence in the region. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has asked the influential parties to stop the crimes and violence of the Zionist regime in the region. The National Statistics and Information Department has registered the entry and exit of more than 4,000 foreign citizens through the crossing and airports of the country during the last 1 month. On the other hand, The registered figures show that more than 2,000 people entered the country through land crossings and 53 people entered the country through air borders, of which 434 people came to visit the historical of ancient places of the country and the rest are for work. Maulavi Abdullah Sarhadi, governor of Bamiyan, met with Dr. Edwin Salvador, director of the World Health Organization in Afghanistan. In this meeting, Mr. Salvador announced the continuation of health activities of the organization in Bamiyan, saying that in addition to providing health services in Bamiyan, the organization had recently recruited trained specialists in various health sectors to treat patients in the COVID-19 hospital, in the Center Provincial Hospital and Wars, Punjab and Yakalang districts of the province. On the other hand, the governor of Bamiyan province, while appreciating the activities of the organization, promised that the leadership of Bamiyan administration will make serious efforts to ensure the security of the offices of health institutions in that province. The National Statistics and Information Agency reports an increase in exports worth $70.6 million in the sixth month of this year. According to the officials of this agency, within this month, the total value of exports at the country level reached $173.9 million and the total value of imports reached $954.1 million. We have more in the report.
The National Statistics and Information Agency has collected and analyzed the numbers related to the export and import of last month of 1403. According to these numbers, in this month, the total value of exports at the country level is $173.9 and the total value of the import is $954.1, in which the most exports are to Pakistan, India, and the United Arab Emirates, and most of the imports are from Iran, Pakistan, and China.
According to our data, exports worth $173.9 million and imports worth $954.1 million have been made in the month of Sanbola. These figures show that the country's exports have increased by $71 million compared to the previous month.
Analysts call the series of exports and imports from Afghanistan to the rest of the world necessary in the economic sector.
If the government wants to have a good and strong economic, political, and social relations with the neighboring and regional countries, then the balance of its exports should be equal to the level of imports.
It should be mentioned that in the last 9 months, Afghanistan's agricultural products worth $737 million, which include fresh and dry fruits, vegetables, saffron and artemisia, have been exported to the different countries of the world, including Europe.
The Ministry of Mothers and Disabled Affairs signed an agreement with YAR Foundation to support orphans, widows, and disabled people worth nearly $44,000. According to the agreement, more than 900 orphans, widows, and disabled people in Kabul and Nangarhar provinces will receive food packages and winter assistance. Dr. Abdul Bari Umar, General Executive Director of the Afghanistan Electricity Company, met with the officials of the domestic and Iranian companies in his office. In this meeting, Mr. Omar assured all-round cooperation besides giving information about the investment and available opportunities and different substations related to electricity. Officials of investment companies welcomed the encouragement and support of investors from the electricity company, added that they are willing to invest in the construction of 5 substations in Ghazni, Kandahar. Mr. Omar instructed the officials of the companies investing in the mentioned sector to discuss this matter with the relevant technical departments of the electricity company. The Information and Culture Department of Laghman Province announced the discovery of 13 historical artifacts in Alishang district of the province. The department said that the artifacts, which are 300 to 350 years old, were discovered from a shrine in the district. And the final one is that the Ministry of Refugees and Returnees Affairs says that the construction of residential houses for 310 returnees displaced and needy families has started in Qarghi district of Laghman province. According to the ministry, this project is implemented with the financial support of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees at a cost of about $3 million. And that's all for tonight. Stay with us to stay updated. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا